fellow members, honored guests. There was a missionary who was working in the remote areas of Africa. And in this area were a lot of tribes that experienced great prosperity. They never lacked for food. They were of good health all the time. And the underlying story from all these tribes was one of prosperity and happiness. However, there was one tribe that lived a totally different lifestyle. They had crop failures, so they went hungry sometimes. Their tribal members lived shorter than the other tribes. And their underlying story was one of unhappiness, one of lack. So the missionary decided to take it upon himself to do some research to find out what's missing. What's going on? How come this one tribe, in the face of all the prosperity around them, can live such a different way? And he finally found the answer when he began to research the different tribal dialects. And what he found out was this one tribe that lived a totally different life, that lived from lack, that lived from unhappiness, was missing a word. And that word was gratitude. They had no way to express gratitude. So their loss of spirit for Thanksgiving was causing their poverty. Meister Eckhart, he was a 12th century philosopher and mystic. He said, if the only prayer you ever say in your life is thank you, that should be enough. Because you see, gratitude is the ultimate high. Gratitude elevates life, inspires us. It creates joy and peace. Gratitude is the spark that creates wonderment for all things in this life and beyond. But most importantly, gratitude is a spiritual law of increase. There's been a lot of research over the last few decades on happiness. And what the researchers have found is that those who practice gratitude are also the happiest people out there. You see, if you have higher levels of gratitude, you have higher levels of happiness. With higher levels of happiness, you have lower levels of stress. With lower levels of stress, you have higher levels of health. And researchers have also found that those who practice gratitude are less concerned with the accumulation of material wealth, because they know that true happiness does not lie in materialism. It lies in being grateful. It lies in just being in gratitude. How many people here have heard me give another gratitude speech? Well, I have a confession to make. There's actually part of that speech where it's not resonating with me. And I was trying to figure out why it wasn't resonating with me. Because it's part of the speech where I go, the secret to life is being grateful in all things. And then I go, but Gene, how can I be grateful for all of my life's experiences when some of them are downright awful? And I dismiss that very valid concern by saying, well, I said it was simple. I never said it was going to be easy. And it wasn't until I came across a passage in 1 Thessalonians by Paul that I began to understand why this wasn't resonating with me. You see, Paul said, in all things, give thanks. Notice he didn't say for all things. He said, in all things, give thanks. And what I've come to realize is that there's actually two different types of gratitude. When you are grateful for something, it's an emotion, it's a reaction that you bring up. But when you are in gratitude, it's actually causative energy. It's being part of gratitude. Gratitude is part of you. Once I came to that realization, I knew why that wasn't resonating with me in that talk. And that is because I knew deep down inside, how could I be grateful for something that's happened in my life that's absolutely terrible? It's counterintuitive. But instead, if we center ourselves in the energy of gratitude, then that is the key to happiness. Excuse me. So, how do we get into happiness? How do we, whoops. Oh no. As we get into gratitude, and we come from a place of gratitude, there is one perfect example of who learned how to come from gratitude, and that was the Grinch. The Grinch learned that Christmas is not about the gifts. Christmas is about the love and joy that we share with our family. It's about being in gratitude for all the joy that's around us. All the who's in Whoville taught the Grinch how to come from a place of gratitude. So tonight, I would like to share with you 3 ways that we can all begin living a life from gratitude or within gratitude. First way is a lot of times when people say, thank you, we say no problem. We need to change the way we react to that, because when you say no problem, it lessens the impact of that for not only the person that's giving the thanks, but for the person who's receiving the thanks. So from now on, what we need to do is go, you're welcome, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. Or you're welcome, I'm grateful to be of service. Number 2, we need to pause and reflect every single day about the abundance that is all around us. Doesn't matter where you are, whether you're stuck in traffic, in your cubicle, or out on a nature walk, we need to pause every day and give thanks and bless the moment that we are in. And number 3, which is actually my favorite. This is my gratitude jar. This is my jar. I use this every single day. And the neat thing about this is at the end of the day, I write down what I'm grateful for, and I put it in here. And then this is the visual evidence of how abundant and grateful my life is. Look at all this. This is awesome. I've got an awesome life. Look at all these things that I'm grateful for. This jar has meant so much to me in my life, and it's just an incredible tool that I use. I encourage all of you to use it as well. So, how do we begin tapping into gratitude? We brush off the gratitude that we haven't been using in a while. We take it out of the toolbox. We brush it off, and we begin using gratitude every day. We begin coming from gratitude. We begin being in the causative energy of gratitude. And I promise you, if you do that, you will live a happier, healthier, successful life. And I'm